for medicine, you can never talk about your wins from a monetary point of view.
Yes.
You have to talk about it from the response that you're getting from your patients.
Yes.
That's the only wins that I look at when I come out the medicine.
Master Coach Apostle Courtney McLean and Business Coach Zidane Simister are powered up to share their expertise on the business end.
Welcome, good afternoon to another episode of The Business End. And here on The Business End, we provide real and practical solutions to advance business by speaking with experts in the field and also existing entrepreneurs. I am your host, Zidane Simister, your business coach here at large, and I'm here to serve you. But today is not about me. It's about the man, the guest that we have. He's a young and vibrant go-getter. Our guest today in studios is Dr. Kurt Jones, the founder and CEO of Comfy Homes Medical Services Limited. Mr. Dr. Kurt Jones is a medical doctor, and he's a proud sponsor and a host of many health fairs and outreach projects in and across Hanover and also in St. Catherine. Right now, he's stationed in St. Catherine, providing his medical services. We have with us a man that is doing it and is on the frontier of groundbreaking Comfy Homes Medical Services Limited. And we are here to speak with him. So let's begin here and say welcome, Dr. Kurt Jones. How are you doing this afternoon?
Well, thank you very much. I'm great. I'm happy to be here.
And it's great to have you, sir. And we are certainly can't wait to dissect what Comfy Home Medical Services is all about. So let's tell us, sir, what is Comfy Home Medical Services Limited? And what sort of services do you offer?
All right. So Comfy Home Medical Services is actually one of the most comprehensive mobile medical companies that you will find right now in Jamaica. What we are doing is we are bringing directly to your doorsteps all the best possible healthcare solutions that you can think of. Now, what we're trying to do is we want to decentralize medicine. By decentralizing, we mean that, in most healthcare systems, people have to go to a central point to get access to health.
Yeah.
So what we're doing, we found that, hey, most people actually need the access on the peripheries.
Yeah.
And there's a difficulty to get to that central point.
Yeah.
So we said, hey, let's bring healthcare to them. And that was the real fundamental concept behind it. The other thing is that most times, sometimes really and truly, mobile medicine has always been about really and truly. If you look back to the past, before a person started setting up offices, doctors would go to homes.
Yeah.
But the problem then was that it was not so cost effective. It was very, people don't really can afford that type of service. So what we did was to restructure this thing, reapproach it, bring it back. We want to make people understand, listen, this is actually something really beneficial.
Yes.
And it is shown that a lot of these people who have even long-term illnesses, they really do better, especially with care at home.
Yes.
So we are doing this at a way more affordable cost, and we're showing people that it's actually practical. As I speak, we have a campaign going on right now for just 5,000 Jamaican dollars to get a doctor at your home with a whole comprehensive check.
Yes.
Not just a regular doctor workup. They ask you questions, treat you. We're also doing mental screening as well.
Yes.
We're also checking to ensure that your safety in terms of occupational and environmental safety is up to scratch.
Yes.
So we are giving you everything, as I mentioned, from a very comprehensive point of view.
And so your doctors that goes and visit your clientele, these doctors have a wide range of qualification and services that they offer. So it's not just a general checkup, like your pressure and your sugar and stuff like that. You go in depth.
In depth, right? Because the intention is when you're at your home, you can only do so much. That's the fact of the matter. But what we're doing is we're saying to you, listen, what are the most likely things that can affect somebody, especially while they're at home?
Yes.
And we look to see how vulnerable you are.
Yes.
So the intention is we want to, just try to incorporate everything as best as possible. And it's not even just about doing blood pressure checks and vitals, which are very important regardless. Yes. But we want to know that when we leave you there, there's also an emergency protocol put in place.
Yes.
So if something is to happen, then we can readily act on it. And both parties would have been very well aware of and agreed on that plan.
Right.
Right, so that is how we're offering it. It's not just even about doing home medical doctor visits. We are doing in-home nursing as well.
Yes.
So if, for your elderly patients, we're talking especially for the Jamaican diaspora, who have mommy and daddy or granddad or grandmom, uncle, auntie, whoever is up in that age that needs some level of assistance. But they can't necessarily get to that point of healthcare. Every minute they have to go to a central place. we offer in-home nursing, and the in-home nursing as well has doctors that check in every now and then. So it's a very comprehensive approach to healthcare overall at home.
And I'm glad you mentioned the word comprehensive because in speaking to you earlier, you made mention of the fact that you have the online services as well, where persons can actually be given medication to solve certain issues. You want to speak more about that online services that you have as well?
Most definitely. So with home healthcare overall, you cannot leave out telemedicine, which is online consultations, just the same. It has a role because it further aids us in follow-up. Because the truth is, we're not going to always be able to get to you all the time. So the truth is, if you do get an initial proper workup, you can be followed up for certain illnesses via online consultations. So we do offer that as well.
Okay. So I must ask you, when you started this business, you must have had a vision and a mission for your company, Comfy Medical Services. Explain to us, what was that mission and vision that you have, and how did you plan to achieve that?
All right. So when it really began, this was during the COVID time period. And what we recognized was that, a lot of people, was a time of real doubt.
Yes.
People were really worried. People were just afraid to even leave home.
Yes.
And we thought that, let's see how best I can assist. It was just me at the time, basically, and another nurse that was very well on board with us.
Yes.
And we were just doing COVID testing right there and then. But then we recognized as well that, unfortunately for those who were, tested positively, they were like, what's next?
Yes.
So if I can't leave home, what's next?
Yes.
I'm positive. What do I do? Do I stay here and just decline?
Yes.
No. So we said, let's see how best we can offer them additional care regardless. Comfy started from there, and we recognized that not just that, people who have long-term illnesses who were at home, they were also declining mentally at that point in time.
Yes.
So what we said was that, listen, if we're going to offer these people healthcare services, we want to be as comprehensive as possible.
Yes.
We want to make sure that we're also very, very honest in how we approach our patient care.
Yes.
Because honesty means further trust
Yes.
and bonding that you can build with family members as well.
Yes.
We wanted to make sure that we're matchless in how we approach it.
Yes.
Right? And additionally, we wanted to know that when we're offering our patients these care, the truth is, oftentimes, if anything goes out of control that cannot be handled at home, we want it to be as seamless as possible. So we also created plans to get them to and from the hospital.
Yes.
Right. So that's how it all began. And the vision for us, of course, is we want persons to know, change the culture from just being okay with office visits, but they do understand that home visits are also beneficial. That's the vision that we have.
So, listeners and viewers, if you were in studio to have seen Dr. Kurt Jones, he is a man that is speaking of experience beyond his age. And he says he saw the opportunity and seized that opportunity. But we want to expound a little bit more, Dr. Jones. When you saw this opportunity arise, how did you pounce upon this opportunity and seize the moment?
Well, for the beginning of any business, basically, you want to really assess the demand firstly, which is what we did. By assessing the demand, what we did was we went out, we did our sampling, reached out to people, see who really needed the service actually, and by doing that, it gave us the opportunity to really structure as to how we're going to approach it. Yes, we started from COVID, but then we recognized that based on the responses that we were getting, people were attracted to it, they loved it. The idea of just comfy, meaning being comfortable and convenient. The next step for us, of course, was to open it up a bit to not just COVID persons, but noting that, listen, if you have hypertension, diabetes, high cholesterol issues, if you're suffering from mental disorders, any form of autoimmune disorders, anything of that sort, we decided that, hey, we can now recruit doctors who are also specialized in these areas, and they can come along with us to go and see these patients. So that is how we decided that, listen, this is how we're going to open up our horizon. This is how we're going to approach doing mobile medicine.
I tell you, this man has been reading the books. This man has been acting out the business strategies that is needed to put a company forward. He says he did the market research. He analyzed the demand. And then he sees the opportunity by expanding the different offerings. Now that is a blueprint for any listener out there who wants to enter business. You must do your market research, see the opportunity, and seize the opportunity while it lasts. Not just that, you must expand into areas in which complements that or augment that business offering. Now, from your perspective, Dr. Jones, I'm sure You are speaking with persons who want aftercare. They're at a golden stage of their lives. How important do you believe is for persons to plan for the retirement and that golden years of their life?
Well, this is very, 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 very crucial if you ask me. Your retirement phase is something that people can either say you're becoming fragile or vulnerable. Whether it be financial fragility or it may be physical fragility, which is more on the idea of medicine and healthcare. One, I think a lot of people need to be financially literate, meaning you do your reading, you're understanding how to invest and prepare yourself. Regardless, we understand just how expensive medicine is and healthcare is. So you want to have proper strategies in place in terms of insurance. You want to know that, listen, this is my doctor, I have persons in place, I have the necessary support as I get older. And that is just how I mentioned even Comfy Home Medical Services takes place. You know, we offer you that level of convenience and security. We're a family-oriented company. So you're not on your own as you get older, you reach your golden ages. You're never on your own in Comfy. Right?
So you're essentially becoming an extended family member for the care of your clients. You're also giving them the care inside their homes where they can have the love and support for their immediate family. And of course that comes at a cost. But you said in your structure the cost is affordable. So what are some of the factors then, Dr. Jones, or some of the strategies that you would say to persons if they want to access this care or they want to plan for their retirement in the golden years? What are some of the strategies that they can start now in order to ensure that in those years or in that time space they are able to adequately taken care of?
All right. Life has transitions. Yeah, you'd say as you get older, there's different phases that you pass through. You have what we call the phase where you feel as if you're indestructible. You have the phase where you probably have a few regrets. You have the phase where you wish you could get back a few years. And then there's a phase where, you know, you say to yourself, boy, they call it age of fragility.
Well, I think I'm at the stage where I feel like I love to get back my 20s. But go ahead, sir.
But essentially, with pertaining to health, you want to make sure that you're doing as best as you can. It's not just about being physically healthy, but there's also well-being, which is having a balance, being the most optimal state that you can be. A balance of physical, mental, intellectual, financial, all those forms of health or well-being needs to be in balance. What I'd say to persons is that, listen, especially with Comfy right now, what we're doing is we're not just for the elderly people, because we're trying to break that stigma that home visits are just for old people or for persons of the golden years, pardon my use of word old. But we want to say to even the younger persons, you can utilize us, because what we're also doing is we're helping you in terms of your mental health, your sexual health. We're helping you with your dental health too. We're guiding you into your mid ages. We actually have plans that are customized just for you based on your age and what it is that you may need. Right. So that is what I think everybody should be looking at, trying to optimize their health as they get older and the stage of life that they're at, and even seeking services such as Comfy.
Okay. So in Comfy, you guys have like financial packages that you said would help different person at different stage of their lives, and so that will help them in order to plan for those things to come in the future. Let me ask you, I'm sure you must have by now, you say you started COVID with you and another nurse. I'm sure by now you would have had several partnerships, because once a good thing gets rolling, the momentum goes with it. And I'm sure there is momentum behind Comfy Home Medical Services. How important do you think is partnership, such strategic partnership in business? And how have you manifested or molded or helped develop those partnerships?
Right. Partnerships, very, very, very important it is for you to maintain a business. The truth of the matter is this is what we call sustainability. And the truth is, as we're in very uncertain times, things can happen. And you don't want to just be focused on one aspect of doing things. For Comfy in particular, we recognize that if you want to be as comprehensive as I mentioned earlier, you want to also be able to do diagnostic testing. We partnered with Midlab. As they do mobile blood testing, urine testing, stool testing for us as well. And we also partner with ambulance services. So if it is that we need you to get to the hospital readily, if you need immediate attention, which as I mentioned to you earlier, we offer that emergency protocol or plan in place. You understand? We have a partnership with even Medicare. So what we do is we're always saying to patients and everybody, listen, no matter what is happening with you, we have something in place to give you the best care at home. And as I said, partnerships are very important because it opens up one different areas that you can, explore in business, and also it grants you the opportunity to just stay as stable as possible while we're going through very uncertain times.
And those key partnerships is what helps to propel a business going forward. So if you're out there and you have a business, look around to see what companies or what areas of your business that could be augmented, could be outsourced, could be partnered with somebody in order to push your business forward, to expand your clientele or to expand the level of service you want to give to your clientele. Now, Dr. Jones, you've been in business, and I'm sure you would have entered into certain phase of challenge and frustration. What are some of the challenges that you would have faced thus far, and how have you dealt with them?
All right. So first thing, the moment you asked me that question, the first thing came to mind was when we decided we wanted to transition out of the COVID period into just because the COVID pandemic, I wouldn't say it ended, but there was a less of a fright or a scare for it.
Yeah.
So it kind of, that level of apprehension kind of, declined amongst patients, clients, just Jamaican citizens overall. We wanted to focus on delivering medical home visits only and not just the COVID testing. So what we had to do now was we had to kind of break the tradition. I try to teach or open up to the Jamaican society to understand that home visits are something that can be done, and it is not just something that is just for the rich, for the persons who are wealthy. There's a stigma attached to home visits, so we were trying to basically, get over that and teach people that listening, and not only just tell people that it's not just for the elderly.
Yeah.
So from a point of view of education, was one. Two, rebranding everything so everybody can understand that we're not just a COVID testing company.
Yeah.
You understand that was a little phase of difficulty.
Yeah.
And one, the affordability.
Yeah.
So we had to continuously be revising, costs, prices, trying to see how best we can incorporate everyone, not just looking at persons that are of the elderly or the golden ages, but we wanted even the younger persons to understand that they can too use home visits.
Yes.
There were people that were saying, I prefer to go to my doctor's office.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And I had to say, listen, yeah, you can, no problem, you can do that. But the truth of the matter is, there will be times when you just can't move from home.
Yes.
You understand? So we started to kind of do more marketing, try to find a way how we can delve into the market differently, and that took up a huge set of resources, which is the truth of the matter. Medicine overall is not just an object. It's not a patty or a phone or something physical that you can sell.
Yeah.
It is a service, and it's a service that is built on trust and reputation. So that is something as well that also gave us a little difficulty in terms of saying to people, familiars yourself will come here and trust us.
Could you say that again, sir? You said medicine is not just an object, but it is a service.
Right. It is a
mighty.
service. Right.
Mighty. Yes, sir. So if we were to take from that is that you are on the frontier of marketing something new in Jamaica that has not been widely accepted. But you are there building the trust of your patients and clientele in order for them to expand or see the need to have your business being the number one choice. That means, viewers and listeners, that when you are on the frontier of any business or any first mover in any industry, you will come upon situations where the adaptation of that service is going to be slow in the beginning. But if you press on and you never give up, like Dr. Jones and Comfy Home Medical Services, if you press in and trust the value of your research and demand, you will see it paying off in the long run. Now, Dr. Jones, I'm sure with all those challenges, you must have had some wins. Now, how about explain to us some of those wins and how has that shaped your outlook on business?
Yeah, in terms of wins, for me, my perspective is totally different from probably most businessmen.
Yes.
It's not just about the dollars, you understand? Yes. For me, it's the first time you actually get to see a family. When you try a new business concept and you see a family actually happy.
Yes.
They're proud, they're happy that they received your service, they're happy, they want to talk about you, they want to refer, they want to tell their friends, you try this.
Yes.
That to me is just a big accomplishment overall.
Yes.
And it, as I said to you, we get so involved in the family.
Yes.
That when we actually hear from even the family members, they come into Jamaica who are probably from England, America, they come to Jamaica and they want to meet with us.
Yeah.
They want to see us. They want to thank us for being involved in
Yeah.
their family and being
Yeah.
there for their, their loved ones in their
Yes.
time of vulnerability.
Yeah.
That for me is a big win. And
Yes.
for medicine, as I said, it's a service, and it's a very, it has its own way of approaching business. For medicine, you can never talk about your wins from a monetary point of view.
Yes.
You have to talk about it from the response that you're getting from your patients.
Yes.
That's the only wins that I look at when I come at the medicine. The dollars, of course, we can talk about.
Yes.
Understand?
Yeah, but we won't talk about that on here.
Yeah,
but we will more talk about the wins that you are impacting lives,
right,
and you're transforming lives, and you're allowing persons to feel comfortable, hence the comfy home medical services. A couple episodes ago, we spoke about your name should mean something. When you hear comfy homes, you feel comfortable. When you hear comfy homes, you feel like the services is of the excellent quality, and they are a part of your extended family. And from that perspective, ladies and gentlemen, persons are going to trust the services from Comfy Homes. That's why your name should mean something. Now, beyond what you have mentioned, I'm sure you have other tips and gems you want to share with other business persons that are desirous to enter into business or actually in business, and they want to take their business to the next level. What are some of the advice you would give to those persons?
Be someone of interest. That's my first and my biggest tip I'd give to anyone.
Yes.
And remember the cause. Now, for me, as I said to you, the cause for me was always to see how best I can impact people from a home point of view.
Yes.
And I wanted to give people that hand of, care, knowing that, listen, I'm here for you. If you're going into business with the concept of just the money and the profit that you may seek, then you'll be disappointed the moment it gets rough and you're not making that money.
Yes.
You understand? As I said to you, there's ups and downs, and it's never just a steady plane that we're on.
Yes.
It's a football game, 90 minutes of football.
Yes.
You never know how it may turn out. I always say to people, remember the cause, stay the course, keep the motivation, focus on improving the service end at all times.
Yes.
The moment you improve the services, you're reflecting your business. Whatever concepts or characteristics that you display, if you're someone that you say, listen, for example, Comfy, we have CHMS, we want to be compassionate.
Yes.
We want to be honest with people. We
Yes.
want to be matchless, and we want to be seamless in how we do things. This has to replicate not just from the top of the food chain, but amongst everybody along the staff.
Yes.
And that too will then reflect even on the service of the persons that are receiving it. That's my biggest tip to anyone. Additionally, my last tip I'd say to them is, when you're doing this, remember to always assess the market consistently. If you start out and you realize that, listen, based on my research, initially it would have been something good, it doesn't mean that your concept is, it's no longer good anymore. It probably means that you need to reassess what you're doing, right? That's just my few tips or, my contribution to anybody who wants to start.
Those are certainly great pointers. And we are very delighted to have been speaking with you. You're definitely inspiring and edifying our listeners. So what's next for Comfy Home Medical Services Limited?
Definitely. I'm a visionary. That's what I always think. I tell everybody, listen, I'm never just here now. Even though things are going on here, my mind is probably 5 years from now, 2, 3, 4. I'm just thinking along that line.
Yeah.
For Comfy, I want it to be, we want to go into medical tourism.
Yeah.
That's the near future. But we want people overseas to be saying, hey, I'm coming to Jamaica to utilize Comfy Home Medical Services.
Yes.
We want to continuously be adding doctors who are specialized, doctors with reputation and, specialized in certain areas. And they can say, hey, if you're in Jamaica, you're not well, I can come to you regardless, right? So that's the only thing that we're doing now. We want to continue to add the cement to the foundation of what we're doing. We want to be the brand name. We want to be the KFC of healthcare in Jamaica.
Yes.
That's what we want to do.
Yes. So where and how can persons contact you?
Right. So you can call our number. It's 776-4416. You'll call and get through the clinical administrator. For all emergency purposes, you can call us at 775-4771. You can check the website at comfymedicalga.com, or we're on all social media platforms. Instagram, Comfy Medical. We're also on Facebook at Comfy Healthcare, and also X or Twitter.
Yes.
Comfy Medical. You can find us there.
So Comfy Medical, and we are able to find you. I want to also throw it out that if there are any medical practitioner or medical persons in the medical field that wants to join the team, you can always contact Comfy Home Medical Services. He wants to expand, he says, over the next 5 years of having experts and persons who are broad-based in terms of the services that they want to offer, so that he can go into health tourism. And that's I might add, is an excellent field to enter into. I'm sure you would also want to expand into assisted living, but I'm sure that is also in the plan. Not letting everything out of the bag just yet. So we want to thank you, Dr. Kurt Jones, to speak to us. It's certainly an informative and inspiring conversation. We want to thank you on behalf of the Business End show that you have come and you have shared with us, and we are certainly wishing you all the best, sir. And we are proud for what you have done thus far. Now we are on to the stage in which we would dissect some of the gems that we have gotten from Dr. Kurt Jones about business. One in which he says, when you see an opportunity, you must seize that opportunity by doing your market research, testing that demand. After you test that demand, you must also look on services that can be augmented in order to increase your service offering in a bit, to increase your customer satisfaction, your patient satisfaction in his case. He also says that you must do strategic partnerships and marketing such that you're able to expand your offerings and your efficiency to your clientele and patient in his case. He also says that you must not enter into business with just the need for making money, but you must also remember your cause, remember your why. He says you must always have that value that you want to offer to clients or to patients in this case, to ensure that when the time gets rough, you can stand the test of time because your why and your cause is greater. And of course, persons will come. When you're also on the frontier of expanding or setting up a new business sector or expanding in a new industry, he says you must stay the course. You must market. You must believe in yourself. He also says that market research, when you're done, is that you must always be flexible, always changing, always reevaluating that cause and that why, reevaluating your market analysis, so that with the change of time, your business remains flexible with the change of time. So you're able to expand and increase your offerings and efficiency. And of course, your profitability will certainly be increased by it. Now, I want to ask you guys to make sure that you're coming over our socials to subscribe, to interact with us. You can contact us at The Business End Show on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and TikTok. We're certainly over there waiting to answer any of these issues or problems that you have. Remember to tell a friend to share it. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And this has been another episode of The Business End. You are the Business End Show tribe. You are the best. Continue to be your increasing best. Thank you.
Master Coach Apostle Courtney McLean and Business Coach Zidane Simister are powered up to share their expertise on the business end. Please, but don't forget to tell a friend or a colleague. And of course, have your tools on hand, your notebook and your pen. Classes are in session every Tuesday, 3:30 on Gospel JA for the business end. Master Coach Apostle Courtney McLean and Business Coach Zidane Simister await you.